2020 Congress run is coming up, and we would like you to be there, Rishi. And we are there to help you out.
This is absolutely amazing. My name is George Mednick. I've lived in Saratoga since 1965. I've seen this community sort of transform from one of cohesiveness to one of disjoint individuality until someone named Rishi Kumar came along. All of a sudden, neighbors start to know each other. We have this huge turnout. People know who their city councilman is. I never knew the name of a city councilman since 1965. I do know Rishi Kumar. I know that he's been good for this community, and I'm excited to see this transformation of our town.
My name is Ray Muzzy, and my wife Donna and I have lived in Saratoga for over 50 years. We have seen many changes over the years and have some very fond memories. One of those memories is Susie Nopal, and I don't know if too many of you know her, but she was a city council member from November 2008 to May 2010. And Donna and I both helped her in her campaign for city council. At that time, we met Rashid, who was Susie's campaign manager. He decided to continue in Susie's work and became a member of the city council. He is passionate about keeping Saratoga informed and connected about what's happening. Rashid sees no problem too big or too small to tackle and resolve. One of the many examples is his Neighborhood Safety Watch program, which has successfully reduced the crime rate in Saratoga. Rashid is getting things done because he stays focused and works very hard. Both Donna and I thank you, Rashid, for all you have accomplished for Saratoga.
Hi, my name's Agrima, and I'm a Dinthri. And so our mom, Lakshmi Sharma, she was hurt, so she couldn't be here today, but she would have loved to see this, and she's equally as proud of you. And we just want to say congratulations, first of all. It's amazing, and we honestly can't think of anyone who deserves this position more. And just building on the words that were already said, you really do make this a community, and we've only been here 6 years, but it feels like a home we've lived in forever because of the work that Rishi Uncle has done. And it's been so great to come to these events and see so much diversity and inclusivity and meet so many great people in our community. And so it's all thanks to Rishi Uncle, and we've campaigned for you, and that's given us the opportunity to meet everyone in our community and hold discussions. And you and Seema Auntie both dance with us at every event, and it's just such a good time seeing people who really believe in connecting with the community and knowing everyone's name, and I just think that's a really great and big thing to do. So thank you, and I'll hand it to my sister.
Adding on to what she said, I'd also like to thank Rishi Uncle for giving me so many opportunities to share my love of music at so many different events, and he really does deserve this position.
Hi, I'm Karishma Chandani. My husband Deepak is around somewhere here. We both, what I'd like to say is we both moved to Saratoga thanks to Rishi. We didn't know him at that time. We lived in Los Altos Hills. Our sons grew up there for 20 years, and we loved that community. But we've been coming to Saratoga for the last 30 years. We do business here. We've done it for years. But when we visited more and more often, we realized what a cohesive community it was, what a wonderful warmth. And when our sons went away to college, we decided it was time to move. And where did we move? We came to Saratoga. So Rishi loves to say that they moved from Los Altos Hills because of me, and that is true. So congratulations, Rishi. Great victory, very well deserved. And thank you for doing this in the community. We've lived in 3 or 4 different communities. We don't see this over there. it brings everybody together for wonderful events, not just something political, but also something cultural, and it's a great experience for us. We all get to contribute, so thank you very much, and on to bigger and better races.
Hello and namaste, I'm Mona Vijayakar. A big round of applause for that powerhouse. Seema. Great work. I've seen her. I've seen her campaigning, canvassing late at night. I've watched her coming out of homes, and I said, "What are you doing here?" In the middle of the night, almost. But you know, this is really how actions speak for themselves. Because when I went, I offered to help Rishi canvass, and I go up all prepared to speak and convince that person, and they go, "You know, we've decided already." I said, "No, but let me just talk about Rishi, can I?" And they said, "But we're voting for Rishi." And that was amazing, because I was really impressed by what the groundwork that Rishi had already laid to prepare the whole community for his arrival on the scene. Wishing you all the very best, Rishi, and thank you for giving all of us an opportunity to shine in our own way. Thank you very much, and on to higher things.
Hi everyone, I'm Anusha Pandaparty. So a little bit about how I met Rishi. I met Rishi about 2 to 3 years ago. A stormy night, I asked if I could get together with him for some coffee, and we could chat about what he was doing, what I was doing, how he could guide me and mentor me. And since then, Rishi has been such a great part of my life in terms of telling me that, you know, there's this going on, there's that going on, you know, you should do this, you should take this opportunity, you should take that opportunity. And that has just immensely grown my respect for Rishi. This position, you deserve this position more than anybody I know. And you've worked really hard for this position, so thank you so much for that. And also for the campaign. During the campaign, I've seen Rishi work so tirelessly. Every single day he would text me, he would text everybody almost and be like, "Hey, like, where's the campaign going? Where are the updates? What are the updates? What are this? What are that?" And he was so organized, and that shows. Now, you know, he has the position, and he's well deserving of it, and we're all really proud of you, Rishi. And recently, we both got elected to the California Democratic Party's delegate position, so I can't wait to work with Rishi more in the future. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Marlena Milazzo. A few years ago, I ran on a position for California delegate with Rishi on the same slate. And when he asked me to run with him, I already knew about his work as a city council person, but I thought, boy, before I put my name next to his name, I want to make sure that this is a person with the quality and values and character that I could do that with. And I kept looking, and the more I looked, the more I was so impressed with what he's doing. I think this room speaks to all of the hard work that Rishi's done. Did you know he's done over 70 neighborhood watch programs in his time here? So I think that's amazing. His work with senior citizens, his work with the youth, and a long-time educator in real estate now. But education is one of my passions, and his passion for entrepreneurship with the youth, I think, is just incredible. And Seema by his side, she's worked so hard. So Rishi, I want to say how much I appreciate having you in office and having you celebrate us together in this time in Saratoga. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Ajay Bhutoria. I'm on the National Finance Committee for the Democratic Party, and I've known Rishi for many years. And let's give a big round of applause for Rishi and for each of you who have been supporting Rishi. His amazing leadership. He's very authentic, very honest, very genuine, and some of these qualities are very difficult to find in political leaders these days. And that's what makes Rishi different, is that he's genuinely interested in the issues of the people, understands them, listens to them, and gets things done. Though I live in Fremont, I'm aware of what the issues are with water issues or your other issues, which I regularly get your emails and updates, and I get to know about that. So that shows how much you worked hard in the last city council for developing Saratoga, bringing the people together and giving a platform to bring them together. Please keep doing so, and I keep hearing voices that you deserve to go to DC. So I hope the community will be behind you in future, and will send you to DC someday, but keep supporting and serving for Saratoga. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michelle McIntyre. I'm a Saratoga business owner, and I'm also the wife of David McIntyre. He's on the Traffic Safety Commission for Saratoga. And I'm also the co-chair of grad night at Westmont High School. So my son goes to Campbell. I appreciate the entire Kumar family, even the sons. I've seen them out doing volunteer work. I mostly appreciate Rishi's support of the STEM community and the kids in STEM. So technology and engineering and math. He's given my son, he's a senior at Westmont, a lot of great volunteer jobs. And I totally appreciate that. Anyway, here's Dave.
Hi there. When we were driving over, I thought there's no way the water company could continue to raise rates with all this water. So when I started serving Saratoga, and Michelle as well, it felt like I was becoming a real life citizen of Saratoga, right? So, and I think we're all serving here by basically not only supporting Seema and Rishi, but also just being here and working with each other and sharing with each other. So it's so important to be part of our community and outreach to others, whether we're doing assignments or just being there for each other. That's so important. And so Rishi, it was very humbling to support you in just a very small way on your campaign. When I was door knocking, I was like, nobody's going to open the door. 8, 9, 10%, 80 to 90% of the people opened their door. They really did. And I said, I'm here to support Rishi Kumar. And they said, oh, you're the only person that came and knocked on our door and said, and wanted to know what I had on my mind. So it was a very enlightening and warming experience. And thank you for that opportunity to see them, Rishi.
Thank you, David. Well, first I'd like to say big congratulations to Rishi and Seema, and you have done a wonderful campaign, and you really, really deserve to get the highest vote in the Saratoga election last year, so congratulations. I always admire Rishi. He has so much energy. I always call him energetic bunny. So he's just running around, he has so much energy, and he's so well connected with our community. So for that, I really, really look forward to work with you in the next 4 years. I'm sure we can get a lot of things done in the next 4 years. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Arun Venkatarachar and my son Rishi. As she said, his energy and enthusiasm is contagious. It almost got me out of my sofa last year, made me part of City of Saratoga Safety Commission. I sat on that chair and served the city for almost a year. I never thought it was possible. Thank you, Rishi, for that opportunity. And more importantly, I think the things he's done for Neighborhood Safety Watch, it got my community together. I was able to help him out on multiple areas, and I'm looking forward to bringing much more opportunities to the city. I think with his efforts on water and safety, I think 2 big issues that he's taken on. I don't think anybody stood before in the city council such strong commitment to make that happen. So congratulations again. We look forward to seeing you in Congress.
Congratulations from Rishi to Rishi. I thank you for everything, and I appreciate your hard work. So keep at it, and good luck in the future.
Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I grew up in Saratoga, and I've seen a lot of change. My family's from 1850 in California, and Rishi has been a galvanizer. I mean, it has changed so much. And he is really the little engine that could. And he's like, he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it, and he's gonna do it. And like with the Water Commission, he never gives up. If there's something he's passionate about, you'll never see someone working so hard. and it's so wonderful. We're so blessed in Saratoga to have Rishi here. And good luck for future campaigns. This is the second one. I met him when we were campaigning with Susie. But he's got a huge, bright future ahead of him, and let's all support him as he goes on this big path to improve our community and bigger communities and bigger communities. And thank you for all the leaders, Bill Gorman, Jack Mallory, Jan, and Rishi and Seema. You guys are tireless, very, very well deserved. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm Bill Gorman, and I'm a newcomer to Saratoga. I moved in '85, so I was attracted. We were attracted because of the community being a smaller community, and I think Saratoga has, since its original roots, has tried to create a more sense of a smaller community, more personalness, and I think that Rishi and Seema have taken that theme and even carried it further. I'm impressed with the way they're not afraid of the problems. I see something come up, I'll mention it to Rishi, and many people mention it. It's amazing to see. I was disappointed to see that the crime increased in the area, but that didn't slow Rishi down. They're organized, and I was impressed to see how they have worked to improve that. So I think we can all work together. I tell people constantly, new people that I see moving to Saratoga, that I think Saratoga is the finest family community in the South Bay, with tremendous education and parent volunteerism and all the programs that are focused on helping young families work together to establish great morals for their children.
Congratulations, Seema and Rishi. Actually, I was not going to speak, but while standing here, I do remember an incident that happened, and credit goes to both of you, and especially Rishi. In our neighborhood, there were a couple of issues that never got solved with the traffic. People would just drive way too fast, and it was almost dangerous for the pedestrians walking there because it's a super blind corner. So that issue, and there were bushes growing, and we just happened to mention that to Rishi one time that, "Arey, this is such a problem, people are just driving without realizing there could be another person coming." And of course there was an issue, and all the neighborhood people were talking about it. Before the agenda actually made it to the city council, there was a site inspection already done, and he was ready to solve the problem already. So that shows something that, even though he has so much on his plate, things get done. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Raj Salwan. I'm the Vice Mayor of the City of Fremont. I'm here to congratulate Rishi on a great win. He did a fantastic job. Rishi has a lot of great qualities in a public servant. He is very passionate. He really cares for the people. And he's very persistent. He works hard to make sure that whatever goal he has, that he sees the end result. He's very bold. He takes a bold stand. He's a good leader, and he stakes out a position and he sticks to it until he sees the completion. So he has many great qualities. He's been very helpful to me in the city of Fremont. I remember I lost in 2014, and he was one of the first guys to say, "Hey, Raj, we need to go out and run again." And 2016 I ran, and I was fortunate to win, and we won decisively. And so I want to thank Rishi for the great support and the help he has given not only to me, but many members in our community. He's a great person, a great leader, and somebody we really need to get behind, someone we should support, someone who is selfless, and who's going to be a great public servant. So he's a rising star. I have great expectations, great hopes for him, and I look forward to supporting him in anything and everything that he does. So thank you, Rishi. Thank you all.
Rishi, the rain was bad, but we made this trek all the way from Fremont. It's great to see some familiar faces of friends in Saratoga. But I'll tell you, the thing about Rishi's win tonight, that is one of the most historic things that we've been looking across from the Bay. One thing I must commend and say that, Rishi, you have really been what's called a servant leader. And what I've always admired about you is that Rishi is the kind of a person that comes back and believes in the fact that in order to serve, you have to come back and respect those that get you elected to office. And his trajectory in politics did not just happen overnight where he decided to run. It began with just really submerging himself into Saratoga and doing some of those events. And as I look at candidates across the region and elected officials, I come back and say, Rishi represents the gold standard of serving, giving back, and I'll tell you, he's got the best asset that a man can ever have, an amazing wife, Seema, who literally supports everything that he does. And my wife has just commented, and she said, I've never seen a partnership as strong as this, where they personify what it means to be a person of a community. And what I've admired about them is whether it's Saratoga nights in Saratoga or literally coming back and having events after events and just really galvanizing a community to believe in its potential. And that's what leadership's all about, inspiring people to come back and say that we must give back to our communities. And once again, his ability to communicate, his ability to involve people. Who would ever think that an issue such as water could resonate? But it is really emphasizing that you can make a significant difference in your lives if you dare to come back and organize, mobilize, and energize yourself. And there are repeated people, and I see some young people standing here today. What, Rishi, your greatest contribution will be to this community is not only serving the best interest of Saratoga, but being a regional player, inspiring many of us to come back and say you can shoot for the stars. In the process, inspiring a generation of people to believe in the infinite power of government and the meritocracy that government has now unfolded. You have won a historic win, a large win, in many parts because you dare to dream. You dare to come back and lead by example, to come back and say that I will never, ever take any vote for granted. And that is why I think you won. And I believe it's not your win. It's our win because you inspired us to come back and say, if you work hard, anything is possible. Rishi, you are a unique individual from the perspective of public service. You are very good at connecting people. You're never afraid to give advice. You're never afraid to take advice. You're a listener, and that's what I admire about you. The future has an unlimited potential for you. But you dare to dream, be humble and soar for the skies. I believe having a room full of people is not easy. You have some great supporters. I know that they're so proud of you. We're proud of you starting all the way from Fremont. Anything you do will always be there. Rishi, thank you for your service.
Another speaker here from Fremont. Yogi, Raj, and I just came from another event, but want to talk about something else that Rishi's done, because a lot of things have been said about, just focus on Seva, the great support of his wife. Rishi stands up for the correct things, and it may have a political cost to it. In California, when there was a broad coalition of community groups that wanted to improve the portrayal of minority communities in California's textbooks, he made a stand, wrote to the Board of Education, spoke out on behalf of many different communities to get that accurate. And that's really important for all of us here who have children in 5th and 6th grade and onwards. And Rishi always makes decisions based on principle and not just expediency. And that's very different among politicians who try to make decisions just based on who's going to give them the next vote or what the political party says. So I know with our trust and faith in Rishi, we're going to get the right things done, not just what's right for the political establishment. I live in Fremont. I'd love to have him in our political system there, along with Raj here. But those of you... but other than that, you may have to move over to Saratoga. Great, thank you.
I was not prepared to speak, but first of all, congratulations Rishi and Seema on a historic win. I have to tell you how Rishi has truly transformed the community. When he first ran for elections, I campaigned for him, and I knocked some doors, and many times the doors didn't open. And when they did open, they did not know who Rishi was. So we had that conversation. But since then, this year, when we walked around, pretty much all the doors opened, first of all, and many of them already knew who Rishi was, as well as the other candidates. And the community has transformed. We all know each other, we know our candidates, we know of issues. Look at the issues that he has solved, I know only a few. Of course, we talked about safety, we talked about water, we've talked about kids, motivating kids with Legos and robotics and coding classes, organizing cultural events to bring everybody together. All this has completely transformed the community, and thank you very much for that, Rishi.
Okay, so we moved to Saratoga about 7-8 years ago, and it was Rishi who helped us get connected, get integrated, and he's done that for so many people. I hear that again and again. But I just want to talk recently about the election. I would get texts from Rishi, how are you doing? He wanted feedback. But besides that, when I would talk to him, I saw the passion. And I'm like, Rishi, you know, he's like, every vote counts. And so I took that and I'm like, geez, I was going on a trip. And I told my husband, I'm going to call from there because every vote counts and Rishi cares about this. And so I'm going to care. And I just want to congratulate you both. What an amazing couple and what you accomplished. So thank you for our talk.
Okay, we'll huddle a little bit closer, we'll take some pictures. And yes, here is Jay.
Sorry, I'm also not prepared. You know, I wasn't prepared to speak today, but he made me speak today in front of this big crowd. Because like 4 years ago, when I moved in with my family with 2 little kids to the neighborhood, the kids were so terrified, you know, they couldn't find even a single friend when they went Halloween candy hunting. And I just came to Rishi. I didn't know who he was, but then he approached me as part of the neighborhood safety program, and that was my first item on the agenda to discuss. How do we get more candies, Rishi? And then he helped me, you know, to develop this neighborhood safety watch program. And he's been my mentor, I would say, in the community as well as my, you know, personal life and professional life. So I brought my 2 little kids, like 4 and 7, Sriha and Pradyum, hiding there. They basically came here only to congratulate you. When I said a victory party, they said it's going to be so boring. But when I said it's Rishi's party, they were like, I'm going. So, yeah, thanks everyone. By the way, I'm Jay Prabhakaran. I forgot to introduce myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay here, Jay, and bring your kids as well. And I see Shweta saying Kirti. Shweta, would you like to come up on stage and say something? Come on, join us. Anybody else would like to chime in? Anybody else? It's open floor. All right. We have Daniel on from the Neighborhood Watch leader from Thalma Avenue.
Rishi, I cannot say how happy I am to be on the stage to congratulate you. Because of Rishi, we had our first block party and it was a success. And he's always asking, what can I do for you? How can we help to make our community what it is today? It's Rishi and Seema. And I hope to see you President of the United States one day.
I got to have a fake birth certificate for that. I believe Mahesh Pakala, right? Mahesh and Reena. Come on up here. Shweta, you're up next. Come. Shweta and Vishal. Vishal Kirti. Vishal actually ran the entrepreneurship boot camp out in the city of Livermore many years ago. So we have, the intersects happen based upon all these fun events, or educational events and offerings that we run. And I also see Rishi Yadav. Perhaps Rishi Yadav would like to say something. Come on up here. All right, there's Mahesh Pakala. And we have Varun Kapoor here, so Varun is also here. All right, so we have a few more, so stay tuned. Is the food, dinner ready? Almost. Dinner is ready. So nobody leave. The agenda is, we are almost done with the speeches. We'll have dinner, and then we'll clear the floor just a little bit, and we'll have dancing.
Hello, congratulations, Rishi, first of all. We just wanted to say one thing about Rishi. He is the exemplar example of service. And we really want to say that because we see that in all your actions. It's not about getting elected. You are about serving, and that shows up in all your activities. So we're really proud that you're representing Saratoga's City Council. And as the previous gentleman said, maybe you will change some laws, and a naturalized U.S. citizen can also be a president someday. So, we hope the best for you, Rishi.
Congratulations, Rishi. I'm glad that we are all friends with Rishi because he is such a warm person. Everyone who meets Rishi always feels that we are his family member, right? And we all hope that one day you'll be the president of the United States.
Shweta, Shweta, Vishal, the whole family. Where are your kids? We don't see them here. Come on up here, come on, both of you. I mean, they came with the whole family from Livermore and they spent the whole day campaigning here in Saratoga. How phenomenal is that, right? I think the whole family, it was a family event that happened here. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. And Mahesh, come on, Mahesh and Reena, come on up here. Would you like to say something?
I campaign hard. I paint cars for 1 year.
For a whole year.
And I knock a lot of doors.
This kid is going to be a movie star, just watch out. This kid. And this girl too, both of them, brother and sister will be. I see Mahesh Pakala. Let's give it up for Mahesh Pakala. Mahesh. Where is Reena?
Thanks, Rishi. Again, I'm Mahesh Pakala. I live in Fremont, and I definitely made a point to come here for Rishi because I've been doing a lot of community work for the last 26 years. I don't know whether you know that or not. And I was one of the first volunteers for Roe Conner, where nobody knew about him when he stood against Tom Lantos. I saw in him something which I thought was one of the, I saw something like he could bring the community together because we needed a stature of that caliber, that credentials for getting somebody elected to Congress. And I think we all Indian Americans made that happen. Without that, it couldn't have happened. And as you know, in US politics, the most important thing, there are two important things. You should be proud of your roots, and you should be proud of your faith. And that's what ROE stands for. And there are some other Indian Americans who don't really appreciate that, and you know what happened to them. So that's how ROE built up his base. That's his base. And when I see Rishi, he has been doing an amazing job for the last, I don't know how many years I've seen him do the sweat and blood in the community. He built the temple and he works and he connects with the people, which I have not seen any other Indian American politician in the Bay Area, other than close to him is Ash, but I think he's doing an amazing job. So I really, really endorse and support Rishi because not only he's connected with the community, but he's an amazing human being. So, but that's not enough. I know you guys have been working very closely with him. I know you are the close, team for him. So I want to know if you really want him to go to Congress or not. Yeah. You all want to do that. All right. If you want him to go to Congress, oh yeah, that's it. If you really want him to go to Congress, one of the most important thing is all of you have to promise to get 50 votes for him. Yeah. Each of you, 50. Because till that vote is not cast, just wishing doesn't help. How do you get those 50 votes, each of you? Each of you have to walk. I used to walk, knock the streets. Because my son used to walk and knock the doors for Roe. I was telling him, when I walked in San Jose, too. I walked in San Jose because the demographics is different. People used to say, I don't want to use the language, who the hell is Roe? And they used to smack the door at me. That was the first 2014, I think. And I used to call Roe, man, what's happening? He said, Then he moved in. So that's what's going to happen. When you see Rishi, now he's not only in Saratoga. Saratoga is a very small piece of the whole game. He's talking about Palo Alto, Atherton, a lot of other cities. So if you want him to win, it's not only in Saratoga, you have to really help him. You have friends, family in each part of the city. You have to make sure you activate them, mobilize them, make sure, hey, when we used to make phone calls, okay, let me go back in history. In the first election, only 2,000 Indian Americans voted for Roe. In the last elections, around 22,000, we could mobilize them. If you cannot, and that 22,000 is not 22,000. That's the core which multiplies. He calls, talk to them in the office, different ethnicities, different communities. So I'm taking a lot of your time because I'm really motivated by this guy. And all of you have to help him win. I don't want to take much more of your time. So it's a long journey. And I really appreciate him standing. And I'm really proud of him. And I look forward to his victory party, the real one, in 2020. All right? Best of luck, buddy.
So I don't know where this conversation went. Oh my God, I have no idea. I think we have Varun. Come on, everybody, come on up here on stage. Come on, let's everybody join in. We'll take a group picture, but come on, Alka, come on up here. Anjali, come on up here on stage. There's plenty of room here. Come on up, come on up. Just don't trip on the wire here. Everybody, come on up here. Come on, Rahul. All right. I don't know what that is. Oh my. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
This is, I think, courtesy Rishi Yadav, right? If I remember, this is the signboard he got at your celebration. Hi guys, I'm Varun Kapoor. I just want to share a little bit from the campaign. I did campaign for Rishi. My first time, I am a Newark resident. I have nothing to do with Saratoga at all. But just because I really admire, I really owe a lot to this man, Rishi Kumar. So I came here, I was very skeptical. I was not sure I'm going to knock the doors and what's going to happen. But the first 5 doors that I knocked, they've told me, you are wasting your time. And I was like, wow, why? And they're like, we already have full support for Rishi. Please go ahead, knock other doors. So we have full support, you don't have to talk to us, we know who Rishi is. So that's the kind of person this is. On a personal level as well, I've interacted, he's kind of mentored me. I do a little bit of radio kind of stuff, and he's the one who branded, named my show. So on a personal level, I thank you, and on professional level, I definitely want you in this 2020 election, and we are there to support you. Thank you, Rishi. Rishi too.
So Rishi Kumar for 2020. I think you all know that a few weeks back, exploratory committee has been formed, and we all should support him. And as the previous speaker said, that it's not just one of you, everybody has to get 49 more people to support him. And it's not just the voting support, it's the monetary support, and it's the support at every other level. The kind of campaign Rishi Kumar has run, and from last 4.5 years he has been running at the city council, it's been about issues, it's been about grassroots. And this is what we want Rishi Kumar to continue, but at a scale. I mean, in Bay Area, if you think about it, if you talk to any entrepreneur, and every hour, what is the word they repeat? That is scale. So the same thing which has been done with his city council election, we have to scale it. We have to scale it how many times? 700,000, 30, so maybe around 25 times, right? So that's what we have to do. Again, best of luck to Rishi Kumar, and a great victory party. We are announcing November 10th, 11th, something like that in 2020. So Rishi Kumar for Congress 2020.
Alright, so I've got a 20-minute speech planned, but I'll cut it short to 30 seconds. I think that there's a lot of people here. Wow. It's really a testament how many have shown up here, the incredible speeches we heard from everyone on the stage right now, that I think it's just really a testament not only to Rishi as a politician, but as a person and what he's done for Saratoga as a community and the great things that we're going to see in the future. So here's to Rishi, and I know that I'm in great company with all of you here tonight. Thanks so much.
Megha was a very integral component of our campaign, did a lot of great work.
Thank you. Congratulations, Rishi and Seema, for the tremendous win. And I'd just like to say one thing. After we got elected, my son, my 6-year-old, who went campaigning, asked me if Trump was stepping down.
Hi everyone, I'm Priya. I'm a resident of San Jose. So just to let you know, Rishi has helped us in our neighborhood as well to establish a neighborhood safety watch program. Thank you so much for that. And one thing that I definitely want to say here, behind every successful man, there is somebody. I really admire Seema ji. I went campaigning with her and my goodness, I have no words, seriously. She is such an energetic lady I have ever seen. So yes, Rishi's credit or like success or whatever, lucky mascot or whatever you call it, it's Seema ji for sure. And congratulations to you guys.
So I really appreciate all of you and some dear friends who are up here on stage. But like everyone's calling it out, I think a candidacy starts from home and having a great wife on your side. And all the work that we put into this, I would bounce ideas with her. She's got a pretty straight head compared to my crooked one, so she's pretty good at coming up with some very logical reasoning that, okay, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. And plus, I still remember that moment in 2014 where the very first weekend we were supposed to knock 300 doors. And Dinesh, are you still here? Dinesh Pedalapur? Dinesh, come on. Dinesh. So Dinesh and we had one more guy who I forget. And we had 100 doors and we had no idea how to go about doing 100 doors each. And then I start knocking, Dinesh starts knocking, and then Dinesh comes back and says, Rishi, this is not a 2-hour job. This will take us like 8 hours, but hey, I'm doing it. Are you gonna do it? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do it. The third person actually dropped off. And then I was like, okay, I have to do 200 homes. And that's when Seema says very reluctantly, okay, looks like 100 homes, why don't I take that packet? And that was the beginning of her political engagement and helping me out, because if she had not jumped in, we would not be here today, because she really took charge with a lot of the different things, even the 2014 election and then 2018 election. And good things happened. I would love to have Dinesh speak, and then also...
Well, first of all, congratulations, Rishi, on a really great campaign and a great victory. I think what is so unique about your campaign and victory is the fact that you really brought the whole community together, because no other candidate, I think, was able to connect with the entire city of Saratoga. I mean, I remember talking to you during the campaign that your goal was really to knock on every single door in Saratoga. And I think that really did happen. And I don't think any other candidate in the history of Saratoga, even though Saratoga is a very small community, has been able to do that. So I think that speaks volumes as far as how you're able to connect with the community and bring the community together. And that's really the hallmark of your leadership and style. So congratulations. I should also say, as they say, behind every successful man is a woman, and I think Seema really deserves a lot of the credit. Behind the scenes, she's done an amazing, amazing job keeping everything going.
Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Karan. He is my husband, Deepak. Congratulations, Rishi and Seema. We are very, very proud of you, and look at all the love that you're getting from the community. That says it all. And I was talking to my mom today. She was just asking me, what are you doing today? I said, well, I'm going for a victory party. Oh, whose? Rishi's. And I said, but she keeps talking about Rishi and she says, my God, he has a full-time job and yet he serves the community. So that's amazing. That's really amazing. And I always call Rishi for R for responsibility, I for intelligence, S for supportive, H for honesty, and I for integrity. We are so proud to have you over here. We are honored to be here. Congratulations again, and many, many happy anniversaries to you.
I have lots of stories because there was, make this short, Alka fell sick during the campaign and she was trying to get done with her portion of the campaign, which was still sort of pending for a small little bit. And then she was calling me frantically, Rishi, I will not be able to do it. Deepak is there listening to that conversation. Deepak says, why are you calling him? Why didn't you tell me? And then Deepak went out there knocking on doors, So it's I didn't do anything. All I had to do was step away and magic happened because we had some phenomenal friends and also a phenomenal wife. So let's hear from her.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you all. Thank you all for the love, the support, and the friendship that you guys all have shown over here. It's not just friendship. I do have some family sitting in the back over there. So yeah, there we go. Family all the way from Fremont. They recently moved from Chicago, but they're here. They were here for campaigning as well. So yeah, friends and family, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for coming. It's very humbling to see all of you over here. And I really, really appreciate, I don't know, I don't have words, so really appreciate the support, and thank you so much.
There were 2 speeches already, but I'll say one thing, which is specific to the victory party. We were sort of planning it in the month of November and December, and we were actually burnt out because, like Dinesh pointed out, we had an ambitious target to actually knock on every single door, and the hillsides as well. And some of the doors we knocked at, people had lived there for 50 years and they've never ever seen anybody come out there. In fact, somebody made a comment that, well, I will not go there. But people were like, what's going on? Why are you here? But, for me, it was an opportunity for feedback, to get input, because that's really what makes us effective as elected leaders of the community. And that's why it was an important milestone for us to hit. And we did that actually 2 weeks ahead of schedule, which was like, I don't know how we did that. But thanks to all of these folks who stepped up and did their little bit, got involved, and so many more who are sitting here actually. So many more who are sitting here who basically got involved with the campaign and did their little bit. So we were talking about doing it in December, January, and we had a few things going on, and then we picked the most perfect stormy night to have this. And for me, elected leadership has been very simple. It's been about authenticity, integrity, and just simple ethical behavior. So when I look at other elected leaders, that's my top 10 criteria. Is this person authentic? Does the person have integrity? And are they going to be ethical? And that's how I've tried to operate. That's the benchmark that I have in terms of how I operate on the city council. And the second component has been, it's not about making lofty speeches or sitting on the chair and warming it and saying the right things, but not stepping up and doing the things that matter. And there were essentially, if you look at the last 4 years, there were 2 important challenges of the community. And that was related to super high water bills. We all know that because we would knock a door and this little middle school kid, oh, you are the water guy. That's what they would tell me. And then I would knock at someone else's door and they would say, look at that sign over there. I think you are responsible for that sign. And that was a neighborhood watch sign in that neighborhood. So, there were 2 things that we really did. And the third component was to keep the community engaged and connected. So sometimes to accomplish results, we have to focus very, very heavily on simple tasks. And to some extent, and I'll state it very simply, right? There's nothing against people, but I got 0 support from the city council in order to do that. But I felt it was important enough that I needed to do my bit because this was what the community wanted. And interestingly, when we actually had a candidates forum debate, there were 5 candidates running And there was a question that was asked like, what would you like to do for Saratoga? You know, what's that number one issue? And I'm like racking up my brain. What is that one issue, right? I'm thinking. And I was like the fifth person to speak. So the first person said, you know, I think water is the most important challenge. The second person said, safety is the most important challenge. The third person said, water, safety. And then finally it was my turn. I'm like, I have no idea what the most important thing is, but I've been working on safety on water for the last 4 years. And that is because, very simply, we have to address the top challenges. You know, I don't take it as an ego boost that we have to get on this platform and, you know, it's not, that is really not what I aspire for. It's about producing results, addressing the core issues of the community, and that's why we ran for office, and that's why she gets stressed out so very frequently. It's like, can we back off a little bit? Can we not do this? And that's why November and December we were kind of relaxed, taking a break, and then January we finally scheduled this one on the most perfect night. So thank you everybody for joining in. Let's all huddle together. We'll take a group picture. And anybody else would like to chime in? Last word, Jack Mallory. Come on, Jack. The final word from Jack, Saratoga Jack. Come on up here. Anybody else? Final call.
Thank you. I supported Rishi in the election, and he is really on fire. And I'm very proud of Rishi and Seema together. They've helped us with our safety and our water. And it's surprising, Rishi has a full-time job, and I didn't realize that.
Thank you, Jack. You're my social media. Thank you, Jack. Let's all stay on stage, we'll take a picture. The social media posturing is always about, you know, if I start posting all my work stuff, people would be like, block this guy, right? So that's why a lot of people don't understand or don't know that, you know, I have a pretty stressful day job. But that's, when you put a busy man to work, hopefully they can accomplish a lot more. Rama and Mini, would you like to final words? All right, Rama. And I think the dinner is ready. So right after the speech, why don't we all huddle together? Let's take a picture. Come on. Let's, everybody come on stage. Jack, would you like to come up on stage? Come on.
Okay, so you said there was a last speech, but I have to be on our meeting last. My name is Rama, this is my wife Mini. We have known Rishi as long as he has been in Saratoga. In fact, I was sitting there just reminiscing that in 2014 he kick-started his campaign in my backyard. Rishi, you remember that? Yeah. He kick-started your campaign in my backyard. Little I knew at that time how far this will go and what a visionary step that was. So all I can say, looking back, we were thrilled that we took the step to get you kick-started at our home. A lot of people showed up, so I was surprised because I didn't think many people would show up, just like tonight. So you are the magnet. You're the magnet that brings the community together. You're the magnet that brings individuals to you and Seema. And you make life in Saratoga rich. Worth living here. And we wish you much more success ahead because what you're doing here needs to be done at a bigger scale, as somebody said.
That was May 13th, 2014 when we had the party. I never forget that moment when Rama and Mini have been phenomenal friends. So thank you all. Good things happen when we have good friends with us, and that's the journey that we're going. And it's a journey that has given me a lot of joy. So thank you all. You know, great friends to have on stage. Let's take a group picture, and then we'll go and have dinner and then dancing. Nobody go home. It's raining like crazy, so we'll just stay here and party. All right. Thank you all. Thank you. Can you
I don't know what to do with it, so I'm going to walk up to them. You're perfectly coordinated.